Hi everybody, welcome to episode 10 of Quarantine Kitchen. I'm your host Clinton, and today we're going to be making one of my favorite recipes, cornbread. So as you guys may know, there are a lot of recipes out there about different ways of making cornbread. Sweet, savory, different ideas about quantities of ingredients and whatnot. And I spent a lot of time over the years trying to find my favorite cornbread recipe, and today I'm going to share that one with you. So it's really easy. I think you guys hopefully should have a lot of the ingredients in your house, and if not, a lot of it can be substituted. So let's go ahead and start with the ingredients. For this recipe, it looks like a lot, but stay with me. You're going to need, for the type of cornbread I'm making, I actually use brown sugar, a little bit of honey, salt, baking soda, baking powder, white flour, butter. We're going to be using polenta, but if you have cornmeal, that's even better. You're going to need 1 egg for this recipe. And then finally, today I'm going to be using oat milk and lemon to make buttermilk, but if you have buttermilk, that's perfect. If you don't have buttermilk, I will show you guys how to make buttermilk at home. And to do that, you just need any type of milk and lemon or vinegar, all right? So let's jump right into it. Go ahead and grab a big bowl. And go ahead and take 1 cup of cornmeal, pour it into your big bowl. Then 1 cup of all-purpose flour, followed by 1 teaspoon of baking powder, then half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1/8 teaspoon salt. All right. You're going to mix that all together. Now we're going to get 2 things prepped. The first one is you're going to take a half cup of butter, unsalted butter. That's about 115 grams. We're going to go ahead and melt it. And we're going to turn our oven on to 200 degrees Celsius. That's about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So we get our oven nice and heated up. And for this recipe today, we're going to be using a 9-inch pan. That's about 22 centimeters. We're pulling it out. Go ahead and grease it with butter or with oil. While our butter is melting, make sure it doesn't burn. You want to keep stirring it. Keep that going. Go ahead and take your dry ingredients and put it to the side. Take a smaller bowl. This is where we're going to put our wet ingredients. Let's go ahead and melt the butter down completely. So our butter is just about melted. Once it's completely melted, you're going to go ahead and set it aside, let it cool just slightly. We don't want it to be like boiling when we use it. So just finish mixing it up here. There we go. Go ahead and remove it from the heat. We're going to let it cool for a few minutes. Now, this recipe, and I think is an essential part of cornbread. I've done this recipe with normal milk and with buttermilk. Buttermilk, I think, is going to give you the best results. So I know here in Europe it can be a little difficult to find buttermilk. So today we are going to be using oat milk because that's what we have in the house. But you guys can use any type of alternative milk or even normal milk to do this. And you're going to add 1 tablespoon of either vinegar or a tablespoon of lemon juice. We've used a tablespoon of lemon juice. And go ahead and just like that, we did 1 cup, added 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and set it to the side for 15 minutes. And what it's going to do is it's going to look something like that. And it's been about 15 minutes on this, so we're ready to use it. So, let's go ahead and start on the wet ingredients. Take the melted butter, which is a half cup or 115 grams. Pour it into your small bowl. Then you're going to use 1/3 cup brown sugar. That's 67 grams. And pour it in with the butter. And then you're going to use 2 tablespoons honey. And then now we're going to blend this all together until it's nice and smooth. It's supposed to be nice, thick, and smooth. I think we're just about getting that consistency here. Looking good. Now take your 1 egg and go ahead and pour it in there. Mix it together. That's why you have to let the butter cool a little bit, because you don't want it to cook the egg in your batter. Alright, and finally, you're going to add your 1 cup either pre-bought or homemade buttermilk. Mix it nicely together. There we go. Getting a nice color there. All right, now you're going to take your dry ingredients from earlier, take your wet ingredients, and pour it directly in. Make sure you get everything in there. Perfect. Again, let's get all together.
Starting to look good.
And that is it for the batter. You see how easy that is, guys? Honestly, this is a great, great recipe. We're going to be serving it with soup tonight for dinner. But also, it's a great thing for breakfast because it is a little sweet. Take that pan that we have greased. And we're going to go ahead and pour the batter into it. Once your oven is fully heated up, ours is just about there, we're going to go ahead and put it in, and we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. There we go. All right, so in 20 minutes, we're going to go ahead and take a toothpick, poke it through the middle. If it comes out clean, then it's ready. And it's a delicious recipe that's going to be nice and crusty on the sides and nice and fluffy on the inside. And then we'll do a taste test after.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. We're going to go ahead and pull our cornbread out. Looking delicious. It smells good too. Go ahead and take our toothpick. And there we go, comes out perfectly clean. So our cornbread is ready. We can let it cool a little bit. We're going to go ahead and cut it up. And my favorite way of serving cornbread is with a little piece of butter on top. All right, let's go ahead and try our cornbread. I put a dollop of butter on there. It's nice and soft. It's good every time.